Here's how it's gonna go today, folks. I am going to start a video on this computer. Then, I am going to leave the room. As I'm leaving the room, I'm going to turn the light on. I'm going to come back when the video is over. Okay? And I'm going to stop it, go over a couple things, say things that weren't in the video, and talk about what is on the whiteboard here. Okay? So, I really want you to pay close attention to it. And I will start it, set you free, do the little fingering piece, and then I will leave the room. So see you on the flip side, everybody. Please don't have a technical difficulty. Just out of precaution, I'm going to have to do the internet. It's the last thing that I need and the last thing that I want. Here we go. Hello, Amenten. Good afternoon. I am Trevia Truck, and you're probably wondering why I am speaking to you through a computer in a screencast video. Well, for a couple of reasons. I have a lot of things to do today, and I'm going to be very incredibly busy with priorities for my remote teaching. There's a difference between learning and teaching, as you all know. And also, dealing with other Amenten people and getting things done around the house. So, while this is playing, I will be out of the room, doing other things while you're listening to me. This will be, the first. I don't know how many of these I'm going to make. And I will grab the computer and stop it at the end of the meeting. And I'm going to, call myself, when the meeting's over. So, that'll be kind of cool. So anyway, everybody, I don't know how, Tyler does it, and I think that you should all know who Tyler is. He starts the recording and then he goes over to the computer, and does the another version of the screencast by showing the, your computer and your desktop and Google and everything. I don't know how to do that, so I'm just going to tell you the rundown of, what we're going to be doing today. So, real quick, a couple of things. Now, tomorrow, October 29th, is Astrology Palooza at the Amenten headquarters. So, it is going to be running from, I found out that it's actually going to be running from 10:35 all the way to 7:30 at night. I will not be there all the time because I have other responsibilities, but I will come there later. No one is going to be there all day. They're each going to have their little shift of, being on what they're going to do. But, I really, really hope, that you can come. I've decided to, dispose of the list of people, because it is completely optional, and you might change your mind, and, I need to know who's going to be there at a certain time, so, forget that I even said anything about that. So, you can come, there's going to be, buses that are going to be arriving every 2 or 3 hours, I'd say. So, because we obviously have to know, we can't just, come at you, anytime you go back and call. So, there will be times where buses will be here, so, you need to, go on one of those buses when it comes if you want to go there at a certain time. So what's going to be happening is there's going to be many different rooms. There's going to be a performance, several different performances. There's actually 2 big rooms. Jennifer Gibson is, arranging it all. So she will have her clipboard, and she will kind of be the manager of everything. So one of the performances will be the Abbey Lee Dance Company performing group dances on all of the zodiac signs, and then the group dance will break up, and it'll go about all the different variations of relationships between the different signs, and then at the end of it, it'll be all together again. So that's that. And there'll be a couple. There'll be also, in addition to the group dance, solos that they will be performing of each individual zodiac sign. So that's one of the performance, and then the other performance is Deborah. She has things planned that I didn't even know about. I hear it's going to be kind of an interactive thing that the audience is going to do along with her as she's up there and giving her spiel. So I want to be surprised. I will be there at 6:30. That's the time where she's going to be putting that performance on. So we talked about it, and we decided that we would do that. That she would do it at that time, rather so that I could be there, giving a speech and having a presentation set up all about astrology. That's pretty much I know. I could go and ask her, but I want to be surprised this time. I don't want to know ahead of time, because I think that that will be new, and that will be different, and it will make it worth it more, and I think that I'll look forward to it more that way. You can if you want to, but I do think that is a nice opportunity for you, just to kind of expect the unexpected, the unexpected. If it's an important matter or a negative matter, yes, absolutely. I need to know those details before going into whatever, meeting whoever. But if it's something like this, then I don't need to worry about it. So you have that. I know that Paulette Bowen-Reed is on her way. She just got to the hotel about now and checking in. And she'll stay there over the night, and then she'll go early in the morning at the headquarters and set up her station and her oracle cards, and here's the thing. Later this afternoon, I will actually be going over to the headquarters with her, and she'll be recording her song, I Saved a Baby Out of the Ocean, and the story called Bill and Reed. So, I was, so that's what she'll be doing with me, because, I came up with the song, and I, immediately heard her in my mind singing it. So if I hear someone, in my mind saying or singing this and that, then they're going to do it, because that's part of what this Amenten is about. And again, I want to be surprised by hers as well. So, I do know that it does have things to do with oracle and spiritual teachings, but, exactly what she's doing, well, again, you have to wait and see by that. So that's going to be going on. I know that Malika Semper, if you haven't seen, she has some, good astrology, horoscope videos, and, general astrology videos on her channel. She generally talks about, the moon and the sun, and doesn't really, like Deborah Silverman, combine the two. But, I think that she does, her videos have, are very, very well done and have good information. And the interesting thing I think that you'll find about her is that she is a double Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Sagittarius, and Leo rising. But when you meet her, you are not going to believe that, because when I saw her, I was thinking to myself, Cancer, Taurus, possibly Pisces, so that's, kind of the energy. Maybe she has a lot of that in her chart. Maybe she has, a lot of, sun, moon, health, I don't even know. But that's what you're going to find when you, meet her, and a couple other astrologers will be there. All of the Amentens that can come will be there. I don't know exactly, but, whoever turns up, it is open to, all of the realms. This is a completely, public event that anyone and everyone can come to it. So that's that. If I didn't, talk about that already, there'll be food, drinks, and all of the foods will be, there'll actually be categories, of Aries, and all the foods, books, all different types of objects related to Aries, and so go all the other signs. So there'll be different sections of the headquarters with dealing with all the different signs and all the different planets. Besides the two big rooms, and then the other rooms will, those astrologers and others have things set up, and, games and activities and so forth. Now that's that. The next thing is, and, I'm doing this outward of myself, but remember that tomorrow at 10:50, those, oh, you know what? That doesn't sound so nice. I'm going to push it to about 12:50 p.m. tomorrow. Those Great Gatsby chapters are due, and hopefully you can get the study guide done by that time as well, and all those questions answered. And I feel as if I'm my own authority and my own boss and taskmaster saying that, because as you know, I am teaching it with my, remote students, because I am an English teacher and an American teacher. So that's that. Now, I have been talking about the resemblances between the audio recordings. So the original, I do not know who did it, but if I knew his name, I don't think it's Yodon, but if I knew his name, he would be coming here and there would be a resemblance. But I don't know. So listen to those at the same time. Listen to Zach's recordings and the original, recordings, over, whatever chapter, it doesn't matter, because, we recorded all those already. Don't tell me that those sound different. Don't tell me that those sound different. To go along with that, there was a fine line between the refinity, so, talking refined and probably looking, well, we forget about that. Refined, but maybe, looking, interesting and, kind of, normal, if you want to call it that at the same time. But, so refined and then the casual. So I was hearing Zach's recording. It was taking more on a William Powell type person, whereas the original was, exactly the person that I wanted Zach to mold into. Not to change into, but to refine into, So when I heard him, he sounded like Charles Pizer, 1800s dress, American, American native sounding, old, kind of retro American, riding a horse, with the saddle. And I actually have a document about Charles' horse saddle and Charles Pizer's story. So you're going to read that, and then there was some comprehension questions, and also some, higher thinking questions, open-ended ones as well, where they don't have anything to do with the reading, but more so the general ideas of the reading. Document on my page. I also have another page on the Amenten updates with customs and face pictures, all that kind of stuff. It's called Knuckle Window and Knuckle Melody Window. So you're going to be finding information, and Jennifer Gibson is the target for talking about with the word knuckle. There's also another page, knuckle sticks, that kind of goes along with stick markers, which are very thin legs that are revealed in public. And you can ask me because I've seen them, because I've taught 3 years already over there. So I've been seeing a lot of those legs. But anyway, that's that. We got that covered. Now, is there anything else? Oh, Amuleto has a couple new movies. One of which is about a prison, a prison healer, trying to, exercise or, scale away, kill this king of demons. And then the other is about, animated, figures coming to Earth and wanting to destroy, or wanting to destroy buildings and countries and civilization and humanity. So I think that you'll like, and the interesting thing about that one is it's so real because it's, the filming is, through someone doing kind of like a, video diary, a vlog on, video blog on, as if it's really happening, in August with, those cartoon creatures from another dimension, another, planet coming here as aliens and, destroying everything. So that's that. I believe that that's, all that I have. I think that that's it. Also, Missing Element. Reading about your missing element because, it's Scorpio season and the time to go deep. Also, Melissa Simpler has a video on Scorpio season. So I want you to watch Scorpio season has arrived. If you go to her YouTube channel, you'll find that video and I want you to watch it. So now's a good time to get into the missing element because it's about going deep. It's about going below the surface. She talks about, all about that. And also try to meditate sometime or, probably, maybe more than once. Maybe you can get in that kind of practice during the Scorpio season as well. And that's really all there is. That's really all there is. So, yep. Thank you very much. You can come stop the computer now. Okay, bye everybody. Okay, everybody. So, hopefully that will... Boom. Okay. So, wasn't that magical, everybody? It was me. Me, would be better for the identity, to kind of align with that. So, a couple of things, because I was in the other room overhearing. Wasn't that neat? It was a brand new thing. We used to talk, I used to be fascinated, and I think that I still am very fascinated with moving portraits. I wish that those were possible. So that's kind of, similar to that in a way. Now, a couple of things. The video on Scorpio season, obviously. Let me think. That worksheet with the Western cowboy men, which I'm going to talk about, is due tomorrow on October 29th at 6:50 p.m. Okay, if I said something else, then so be it. Maybe I didn't say it, but that's what I'm going to change it to. Okay, starting now. So 6:50 p.m. Though that reading questions about the Charles Pizer in resemblance to Gatsby, so tying the two together, mixing with that Zach Callison. Okay, that's going to be due. That is going to be due. I have no idea. That's going to be due tomorrow, just to remind you. Then, so we have that. Let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, I really can't, recollect anything. Oh, I was talking about the Mackle window and the Mackle, Sticks Custom. So, when somebody says, that's a lot to Mackle, what do you think that means? So, not by me hinting or, giving you a definition of the word Mackle, but if I were to tell you that's a lot to Mackle, what would you think that I would mean? Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's a lot to deal with. Exactly. That's a lot to tackle. Mackle and tackle. Mackle sticks, Mackle window, and the Mackle million window is, if you see There Was No Place Like Home, and that one, family from Utah and World's Strictest Parents, that's the million. That is the manners, which is homeschooling. That's what that word means. Million manners is a fancy word for homeschooling, either one of the two. So that is that, okay? It does involve Jeanette Gibson, yep, I think I covered everything in that. Okay, so going to find information, I'm kind of just repeating myself, but anyway, I just wanted to go over what's here. So, this is not something that you need to do, obviously, on the board. But, second in command curator. And the word Mackle is specific, and you're going to find out what the specifics are to that if you go on there. I don't want to tell you, just, you know basically what that means. So, now it's time for, me being in person. And if I had a projector, like I would have if I was teaching, I would have a ball with it. Because I would be making a video of myself. And, I would be, I saw a math teacher that did something, if you go online, like, for example, if you go on YouTube and you type in, let me just go here, you type in most creative math teacher. Oh, here it is. The most creative teacher ever. That's what it's called. Okay. The most creative teacher ever. So, if you watch this video, I think that you'll be rather impressed. So, if I had the powers, maybe I'll do that one time. I'll have to, find a way if I can, and I will try to do some interpretation of that. So, you can go on and, should I show it to you? Okay. So, anyway, there's, three things that I want to show you real quick. Oh my goodness, let's look at the time. Okay, so, everybody, real quick. One of which is, I just want you to hear, this, recording of The Great Gatsby. I hope that you're getting those chapters done. This should all be due by tomorrow. Okay, I want you to hear this. An expressing thing is a song that we're going to be listening to. I just want you to hear it first.
I see. It's pretty certain they'll trace your car.
So just a hint of it, because this is who's going to be coming. So my second in command head curator is trying to find this person who's doing these. And then Zach will, meet up with him here, and they will be reading it in unison.
Or up to Montreal. He wouldn't consider it.
So Zach Callison is to Chuck. Well, Chuck is to Zach Callison. Whereas Charles Pizer is to this person. I want you to listen to the voice and tell me what, first of all, what does he remind you of? Who does he remind you of? And what things do you picture? Like, what kind of a person would you picture? And what kind of props? So I want you to, think about that as you're watching. You're listening.
He knew what she was going to do. He was clutching at some last hope.
Again, that refined line between, casual and then refined, fine line, obviously. Taking on a more modern, it's slightly southern accent. Listen to the accent as well. Listen to the voice change, because it is very charming sounding. It really is. I do really have to admire the person who did this.
It was this night that he told me the strange story of his youth with Dan Cody. Told it to me because Jay Gatsby had broken up like glass against Tom's hard malice, and the long secret extravaganza was played out. I think that he would have acknowledged anything then, without reserve, but he wanted to talk.
Okay, we need to move things along here. So, what came to mind is a robust and very debonair sounding person, very manly, gentlemanly sounding young person, but refined and literary person, well educated. This is the voice, this is the person that I want Zach Callison to mold into, not Leland Powell. Not Leland Powell. I don't want Leland Powell. I want in resemblance to the person reading this. And, that's kind of the beloved, voice, quality, voice, sound. That's part of the motivation and reasoning why I brought him here, is because of his speaking voice and his singing voice for certain things. So, this is the voice of Charles Pizer, and I happen to have a picture or two pictures of him here. So, he would be speaking, dressing in these clothes in this setting. Okay, so that's one thing. Okay. And he have okay, here's what I want you to do because I want to move things along. I want you check it out the door. Write down what are the resemblances, what are the face pictures, who do you picture, based off of the voice quality, the accent, all of those things. Okay, so just say your ideas. And you know what? Here, I'm going to give you 2 videos to watch because we need to close this off. The first video is going to, besides the ones I've already said, going to be the most creative teacher ever. Okay, that's the first one. Then the second one is going to be a song by Marla Maples. So if you go to type in Marla Maples songs, the very, very first one, online exclusive, Marla Maples performs The Pearl. I want you to listen to that song. Okay, I just want you to watch that little video there. Okay, so amazing, everybody. We're done. So good night.